Well, this was detailed and it was passionate, and essentially what Barack Obama did was went through all of the arguments that critics have against the deal. The goal of the deal is to reduce Iran's nuclear capacity so that they can never have a nuclear bomb, while giving them sanctions relief in return. And the critics were measured in the Obama tried to address all of the different criticisms, including the criticisms on inspections, as well as the criticisms about the expiry of the deal in 15 years. He invoked history by comparing this deal to agreements reached with the Soviet Union under Kennedy, also under Reagan, and he talked about the consequences of what would happen if this didn't go ahead. And Congress does have the power to reject this, Carol. It would only be if a supermajority, including some Democrats, voted against it. And Obama said the consequences of that would be really putting a situation where the U.S. would have no choice but to engage militarily with Iran. Here's him talking about that.
Congressional rejection of this deal leaves any U.S. administration that is absolutely committed to preventing Iran from getting a nuclear weapon with one option: another war in the Middle East.
Now, his tone when talking about Israel, Carol, certainly was measured. He said that Americans do have a right to be concerned about Israel. Israel has a right to be skeptical. But he maintains that, in all honesty, he could not walk away from this deal, seeing that the consequences of walking away from the deal would really isolate the United States.
Okay, the critics aren't just speaking out when asked. They are lobbying hard to keep the president from getting enough votes to allow him to veto the rejection. What else are supporters and opponents of the deal doing to sell their positions to the American public?
Well, the same thing they would do in an election, Carol. What they're doing is they're spending big money on big-time advertising, and this is happening on both ends of the deal. Here is a little sample of an ad with people who support the deal, and then another ad from a Jewish group that doesn't think it's a good idea.
This deal prevents Iran from producing a nuclear weapon. That's good for Israel, good for America, and makes both countries safer and more secure.
Iran keeps their nuclear facilities. Military sites can go uninspected. Restrictions end after 10 years. Then Iran could build a nuclear weapon.
And, Carol, these ads are playing in the places where those senators, those Democrats who might be on the fence about voting to reject the deal or not, their home districts. And that's what people in their home districts will be seeing this summer. This speech really does kick off a big push by the president and those who oppose the deal leading up to a vote in several weeks.